Many of the youngsters who use these jeans had wonderful experiences in them. There was one of the nephews, nieces who said that, he wore those jeans when he biked down from Bombay to Goa, escaping the wrath of a girlfriend's father. He took the bike, afraid, he took the bike from Bombay to Goa. There was another one who had gone to Germany, seen the fall of the Berlin Wall in a particular jean which came to us. So it was already a it was already a material in which lots of things were inscribed. Because for Indians, jeans mean a lot of things. Jean pant, your first jean print. You could have had your white dream in it, your black dream in it, your blue dream in it, your first date, whatever of the most unique human experiences would be had in those jeans. My name is Savia Viegas. I'm from Carmona, and my story is no different from the story of other Goans who have done this. Much before me, who are still doing it now. Maybe the destinations change, but it still happens with every Goan that you go away to come back and call this home again. With regard to embroidery, there was always this little tension between my mother and me. She never wanted me to learn embroidery in childhood, and my grandmother, my father's mother, somehow sensed this. She sensed my rebellious spirit, and I always appreciate her for it. So when she knew that I was making these coos about my mother not teaching me embroidery, she said, "Why are you bothered? I'll teach you crochet." And when she taught me crochet, a world opened up, because my uncle was a freedom fighter. His name was Antonio Viegas, and she told me all those stories about Goa's freedom struggle. When I moved to Goa in 2004, I brought with me a whole lot of material that was there in our Bombay house, because I was relocating for good. And all these are jeans that belong to my young sons, but outgrown them, or some of them had been torn in some portions. So my mom saw the pile and she said, "Are you going to throw it out?" I said no, very candidly, not knowing what was going to happen. She took them home. Then we also got jeans from some other youngsters who were their age, my nephews and nieces. And we put it all together, and I forgot about it. But when mine died in 2015, when she passed away, I was cleaning her cupboards and out tumbled a huge cloth. She had joined all the jean flanks together, embroidered on them, and rolled it up and kept, perhaps waiting for me to, give her the green signal that we could work on a project together with that. I thought the way it was, just meters and meters of cloth with embroidery, wouldn't serve any purpose. So I cut it up into rectangles and embroidered it. I realized that my mother was using a lot of symbols and motifs in that quilt, in that cloth jeans which she had embroidered, jean material which she had embroidered. And those motifs and symbols began to speak to me, particularly of the oral narratives, the oral stories, Kanio, which I heard in my childhood. And then I said, oh my God, this is that story, this is that story, this is that story. And for me, a whole big, huge universe of meaning opened up in the motifs and the symbols on that quilt. I'm a painter. I could have painted that scenario and shown it. But for me, it was very important to use the same skill as my mother. She machine embroidered, I hand embroidered, and bring out that story, bring out its subtexts, and write it down like flash fiction.
Any artwork, creation of any artwork is a journey. And I don't think of hardships. Much as Christ would have not thought of hardships, taking that cross up Calvary. It was a mission. For me, it's a mission. I enjoy every part of it. There are no hardships. For me, I only feel pain when something that is of value is destroyed. That for me is the hardship. But creating something from things that would have probably ended in a garbage heap is pure joy. Finding that quilt, I now realize, was actually probably intended by my mother, because out tumbled a quilt that looked so unwieldy, but it tamed me, and it made me tame the quilt, and the tamed quilt gave me a bonanza of stories, which was the beautiful part of it.